How you going, guys? It's not an next project, but something else that I've had for a while now, and it needs a bit more work. As obviously the title says, the go-kart, so I'll take you over and have a look at it. Yeah, what we need to do to it and what I want to achieve out of it. So this is the go-kart. Has a bit of an engine in it. Alright, so as you can see, and as obviously the title says, it is turbocharged, and yes, it does have a Ninja 250 on it. Yeah, we'll go over a couple of things. So run through it. So basic is, it's a Swiss Atlas. Can you see that? Swiss Atlas frame. With a couple of modifications on the frame, nothing too much. Then we will go to the axle. Axle is a 50mm, so it's the biggest one they make. It was running 40mm. I was bending them and I did break one. So that would be pretty much all of a go-kart frame that's on here. Alright, now, I was running like this before, so it was NA, and yeah, it used to scream off its head, obviously. It was pretty awesome. Yeah, so it's not a racing car at all. It's more of a, I have too much power for this chassis. So, it's sort of, you put power into it and it just goes sideways and does cool burnouts and shit. That's what I like about it. And yeah, so that's what that's why I built it. It's been like this for probably about a year and a half now. Then we turbocharged it and put a the turbo is from a Holden Vectra diesel 1.9 litre. Yeah, so it's a pretty decent sized turbocharger. It's not like those cheap little shitty, it's a Garrett. It's not one of those little cheap shitty ones that you get on eBay that everyone turbocharges their bikes from. It is at the end of the day, it's only a 250cc, so you can't spoil too much, and that's the reason why we're doing this video. Yeah, so just go for a couple more things. Front brakes. I will be putting a line locker on the front brakes, so on the rear, sorry, so I can lock out the rear and obviously do some pretty cool power skids or burnouts. Yeah, as it looks like it is a shifter kart, 6-speed. So yeah, so the whole system design was a Holden Vectra turbo coming up into a small water to air intercooler, and obviously it is got just a blow-off valve. The only reason why I needed a blow-off valve is because it is still carbied, it's not throttle bodied. It does end up bending the blades on when it comes off of boost. It needs somewhere for the pressure to go. Yeah, it does the job, and yeah, so I don't like blow-off valves much, but yeah, sometimes you need them. Well, they are good for your turbo. Anyway, so the intercooler obviously gets water from the water tank right there, goes straight to the cooler, and then on the way back comes back and gets cooled via this well, it was an oil cooler, but now it's a water cooler. And it's got behind there, underneath there, if you can see, it's got 3 computer fans that's cooling the charged other air. Now, yeah, so the obviously engine is water cooled. That's the radiator for the engine, and yeah, she doesn't get hot, nothing, doesn't overheat, which is awesome. And yeah, so it's intercooled turboed. So how we done this was we turbocharged it bolted it all onto it, but it wouldn't produce boost. So how we done this was, you need to charge the bottom of the bowl. So you need to put boost into the bottom of the fuel bowl, exactly same as what's going into the center past the blades. That's how everyone gets stuffed up, and the reason why a lot of people can't get it to work. I did have a little bit of trouble at the start there, but it was pretty good. So once I got that happening and I got it charged up, it was good. It then obviously went super lean. It was pretty stupid. It didn't want to do much. Obviously I was tuning it via wideband. So then I looked at a couple of jet kits, but jet kits are sort of just once you buy a jet kit, it's pretty hard to go bigger. You just got another jet kit, another jet kit, another jet kit. All I did was, I'll just get them out. These bad boys. Drilled them out. So we drilled the pilot jet and the main jet out, I think one or twice the size. It is running E85, so it's on ethanol now. So that's the only reason why I needed so much more fuel. And so the reason for this video is over here. We want to run some meth, and I want to port the head. So that's the whole reason, this whole little project that we're just on now, and obviously going to give it a bit of a clean because it's pretty dirty. I haven't used this thing in probably about 4 or 5 months. So we want to get a little bit more boost out of it. As you can see, it is not running a wastegate. It's straight off turbo, straight off the exhaust, straight off the turbo, and it's just making everything it can. Right now it's making the most it can, which is around about the 6 to 7 pound of boost. So before I had a 10 pound spring in the gate and it wouldn't even hit it, so there was no point of wasting a Turbo Smart wastegate for a little bit of extra weight there, and for doing nothing. So what we need to do is take it apart, take the head off, and try to give it a bit more flow through the head, see what we can get, and obviously a little bit of meth, and give it a tune. So yes, that's where we're at. That's the startup. So hopefully you enjoy this little bit of a build here. I got this about 1.5 years ago, and we got it running as is. So it did come with the Ninja 250 motor itself, which barely started, and just the frame. Everything else was different. There was nothing on here the same. So all I did was I got it running with the Ninja 250, and then found out that I couldn't take it to the track because I had the tank sitting just above tank, because obviously on the Ninja 250 they don't have a fuel pump. They have the tank sitting on top and just letting it siphon through, just let it feed down. Obviously go-karting, you're not allowed to do that because you can't have a tank sitting up high, safety reasons. So yeah, we had a little tiny bit of fun out the first time, and then that was it. So I had to bring it back, and made it out of waste. So fuel tank on this one now is in there, and so it's underneath there. So it's a whole tank there. It probably holds around about 12, 13 litres, which is pretty good. It lasts pretty much the whole day once you fill it up. And obviously our fuel pump. That there is just a 7 psi fuel pump. I think it's like a Goss fuel pump. From the old Sprints ones. Yeah, just the 7 psi ones. And that is just enough to keep the bowl fuel full. And and obviously with a fuel reg to control how much pressure's there. So that's a rising rate, 1:1. I put that on as soon as I did the turbo conversion. And that's what made me have enough fuel there for the turbo. So so everything runs great. And it's Jesus probably won't start up now because of it's sitting so long. Battery's a little bit flat as well. Probably won't start, a bit flat. So that's where we're at. Let's pull this bad boy apart, take the head off, just do a port job on it, just make sure everything's alright. I want to check head gasket, make sure head gasket looking pretty good as well. It hasn't overheated or anything like that, but I just do want to make sure. Just to go over everything, that's all. Obviously give it a little bit clean, and re-grease a couple of things. In a couple of weeks I want to take it out, get ready to take it out. And Son's been bugging me to take his other go-kart out. We'll go to that one a bit later. So that's where we're at. I'll leave you to it. I'll just put it on time lapse. I'll pull a couple of things apart, and we'll go from there. Alright peeps, see you later.